Think about the last time you were able to look up at night and see the stars. Can't remember? That's most likely because of light pollution. So light pollution, what is it? Light pollution is a brightening of the night sky caused by street lights and other man-made sources, which has a disruptive effect on natural cycles and inhibits the observation of stars and planets. Think about it. If humans weren't on the Earth, the nighttime would be completely black. But with our interference, we are causing a glow that lights up the night sky. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that lights are terrible and they should never be used. They help keep productivity going into the night and help provide safety. My point is that we can just use light smarter if we are aware of the issues that it presents. Light pollution can have a pretty big impact on humans. Light at night interrupts sleep and confuses our circadian rhythm, which is basically our internal clock that guides our day and night activities. This disruption suppresses melatonin production, which is a hormone that regulates sleep. This can lead to insomnia, difficulty falling asleep, and poor sleep quality. Chronic sleep disruption has been linked to obesity, heart disease, diabetes, depression, and anxiety. Not to mention the eye strain and the vision problems due to the glare produced from artificial lights. That list of effects is just for those who live inside. The effect is even worse for animals that live outside. Many animals rely on darkness for hunting, foraging, and avoiding predators. Artificial light interferes with these behaviors, making it harder for nocturnal species like owls, bats, and moths to survive. Birds use natural light cues for migration. Artificial lights, especially in cities, disorient them, leading to collision deaths against buildings, exhaustion from flying in circles, and disrupted migration patterns. Sea turtle hatchlings rely on moonlight to find the ocean. Artificial lights near beaches mislead them inland, increasing predation and reducing survival rates. Frogs and toads use nighttime calls to find mates, but excessive artificial light suppresses their communication, reducing reproduction rates.
My name is Michelle Jankowski, and I formerly had a co-op position at a lighting company. The company I worked for certainly took light pollution into consideration. They sought to get a certification called DLC Luna, which is a certification you can get where the product meets certain guidelines so that it's reducing the amount of light pollution. For example, one of the requirements is having the light fixture angled down with no uplight at all. So there's a couple things that contribute to light pollution that can be controlled. One of them is the color temperature. So you have your white to yellow. White tends to be more for like sports fields, a baseball diamond, which can be quite bright. Whereas on roads, you'll have more of a yellow color temperature, which is a little easier on the eyes and it's not so bright. Another thing is the amount of lumens that the fixture is outputting. The higher the lumen, the brighter it will be.
Light pollution comes from various sources, including streetlights, cities, parking lots, landscaping, car dealerships, mood lighting, sport fields, and digital advertisements. One of the most impactful sources of light pollution are greenhouses. evidence pretty much speaks for itself, but this is only one small greenhouse. What happens when corporations open multiple large greenhouses for commercial use?
What's happening in my area is there is a greenhouse nearby where I live, and it emits light constantly throughout the day, but most apparent at night, where it lights up the sky this bright orange color, and that's pretty much all you can see. You can't see any stars or anything in the sky. Light pollution impacts my life by the way that I sleep. I consistently keep my blinds closed when I sleep because of the light pollution from the street lamps, which are extremely white, bright lights that directly go into my room, and I can't sleep without it, and would affect my natural body rhythms, leading to fatigue and stress and things like that. When I was in Hawaii a few years ago, there is absolutely no light pollution. And I will say that it is almost scary at night because of how dark it is. And you can't really go out around and do things at night. You have to wait until the morning. But in places like where we are in Ontario, there's lights everywhere, which I think makes it more of a active spot during the night, like for people to actually be out and about doing things. So light pollution, it does have its benefits, but it also does have it does have cons as to impacting our natural vision of what our night is supposed to look like, but it does help in the long run. To be able to see the stars without any light pollution, I would have to drive a minimum of 20 minutes.
Like I said earlier, I'm not saying that we should ban lights and never use them, but the first step is becoming aware of the issue and making small changes that can make a big difference. Some ways to reduce light pollution are: adjust lighting by adding covers to fixtures to direct light where it's needed, turn off lights when they're not in use, install motion sensors or timers for outdoor lights to minimize unnecessary brightness, close curtains or blinds at night to prevent light from spilling outside, ensure unused offices turn off their lights at night, use dimmers in the evening or switch to warmer colored bulbs to reduce blue light exposure. As we grow accustomed to a sky without stars, we drift further and further from nature and our place in the world. If we erase the stars, what else do we lose?